What is up, guys? It's Scott, back with another episode of Scott Talks. I'm your host, Scott, and today we're going to be talking about sports. Let's run it. Bro, what is up, guys? It's Scott, back again with Scott Talks, and today let's talk about Kyrie Irving going to the Dallas Mavericks. Yes, Kyrie Irving, Uncle Drew, is now a member of the Dallas Mavericks with Luka Doncic. And let's just talk about that for a second. So, Dallas Mavs, they got Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and some picks. They sent that for Kyrie and Markieff Morris. Let's note Kyrie is on the last year of his deal. He is seeking an extension in the max range. Nets were not willing to give that to him, as well as they had stipulations upon winning a championship and other restrictions. So that was a big reason why Kyrie requested out a week before the trade deadline. A lot of people saw him going to the Lakers, and it has came out that the Nets' sole objective was to make sure that he did not get his goal of going to the Lakers and teaming up with Bron and AD, which was kind of interesting. I think that's kind of petty. But hey, Kyrie is a top-tier talent in this league. I think he's one of the most skilled players, if the not most skilled player. So someone's going to pay him that money. But now he's in Dallas, Texas. I think that for the Mavs, it's an interesting move. I mean, I don't see any problem with Kyrie and Luka. I think they're both amazing offensive talents. I think it actually opens up the floor for Luka. Luka sees a lot of double teams and other defensive schemes. Now he has a legitimate shot creator and a guy who can close out games. So definitely will make it easier on Luka. I think both of them will put up just fine numbers. Again, Kyrie has played with the likes of LeBron as well as Kevin Durant. So again, he's played with guys who are gravitational players. I mean, they get a lot of defensive attention, a lot of touches, and he's done just fine. We've seen also when KD's been out, Kyrie was on a tear with the Nets. I mean, he makes it look easy, and that's just a testament to how great he is. But for the Nets, I do think sending Spencer back to Brooklyn was nice. I think that, again, he's definitely not Kyrie Irving, but Spencer's a very solid guard. I believe he was all-star, borderline all-star when he was on the Nets, so it's great to see him back in Brooklyn. I know that they love him over there. And then DFS, I think that's an underrated pickup, and I think that's someone who the Mavs are going to miss, one of the better on-ball defenders in the league. And he has a pretty good shot, too, so I think him and Yuta are going to be real nice in Brooklyn for when KD comes back, plus gives Ben Simmons some guys to pass to. I think that should be super dope. But some of the offers that they had for Kyrie were Chris Paul, Jay Crowder, and picks, which I think that would have been cool with in Brooklyn as well. Russ and picks from the Lakers, which is what everyone thought was really going to happen. And then Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, and some picks, which I think is a very lousy offer. But if the Clippers would have somehow pulled that off, man. But I also understand why teams were a little hesitant, as it is only a half a season of Kyrie. But Kyrie does make your team a contender if you have the right pieces around him. And, I mean, let's be honest. Kyrie is a top-level talent. He wants to compete. He just wants to be fairly compensated. And, I mean, I think that if you can get him to re-sign, man, why wouldn't you? Why would you take that risk? I mean, as a GM, you got to take those risks. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so I definitely think it's going to be very interesting to see Kyrie in a Mavs uniform. But now for the Nets, I want to talk about Cameron Thomas. He just dropped 44 on my Wizards February 4th. I think he's going to really benefit from this trade. I think he's going to finally see more consistent minutes. He's been getting consistent minutes these last 3 games. But I think if he can be consistent part of the rotation, I think he's going to be a great asset. I mean, he has the chance to be a 20-point-plus scorer in this league. Very talented. He's been scoring like that since high school, middle school. I mean, every time I've watched him, whether it was at Oak Hill, whether it was at LSU, whether it's been the Summer League, G League, now the NBA, he's a flat-out scorer. So super excited for that. And then I think for the Mavs, again, if they can get Kyrie to re-sign and maybe get some defenders this offseason, I think that would be great. I think a guy like Josh Green will also benefit. Josh Green is one of the young guys in their system. He's real nice. I think he's also an underrated defender. And then Jaden Hardy, hopefully, will see some more minutes now that Spencer's gone. I mean, he's been getting some minutes, and when he has, he's shown he can score. I think that it's crazy that when he went to the Ignite, he didn't get drafted higher. But great pickup for the Mavs for drafting and selecting him. And then I just think that, again, I don't know if this makes the Mavs a total contender, but I definitely think that in a 7-game series, I don't know too many people who can guard Kyrie and Luka for 7 games. So I definitely super excited to see how that turns out. And again, this offseason, they can pick up another big man. I think that'd be cool. I mean, you got Luka, Kyrie, Tim Hardaway Jr., Christian Wood, and I think Dwight Powell is a projected starting center. So if they can make all that work, I just think, man, that Mavs team just got a lot better. Shout out to Mark Cuban, man. Shout out to Mark Cuban. But yeah, that's all. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with this. And then Kevin Durant, again, he had requested a trade this summer, then rescinded that trade offer. Kyrie stayed. I know he loves 11. That's 7-Eleven. They're good friends in real life. So it's going to be interesting to see what this means for Kevin Durant and what teams are in a realistic position to not only offer for Kevin Durant, but also stay competitive while doing it. Because, again, you're going to have to give up a lot of assets for Kevin Durant. I mean, we saw Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell got this offseason packages to get them. So if you get a guy like Kevin Durant, what can you give up while still being competitive? I know that the Pelicans have been names that tied to that. I know the Suns are trying to make offers in the Raptors. So it's going to be very interesting to see who might end up in the Kevin Durant sweepstakes if he does go on the market. But right now, he's healing up his injury. He should hopefully be good to go by the All-Star game. Again, super talented scorer. But yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see. By the time this video drops, Kyrie will be playing that night. So yeah, stay on the lookout for Kyrie Irving this Wednesday versus the Clippers to make his Mavs debut. That's all for today. Scott out. Peace.